Hi, fifth years, how are you? Today I'd like to talk to you about some close reading strategies. What these lessons aim to do is to take one or two types of question and give you lots of examples of them to practice and go over how you should approach them. Next lesson, we will go over the answers and I'll get you to peer mark some of them, and that way we can keep a track of which questions you find difficult and basically have a clear understanding of about how and why you gained marks and why you lost marks. So let's start with this type of question. Right, we're going to start with understanding questions because they are the ones that offer the most marks. Now, the SQA deliberately create a passage which has really challenging ideas, concept and vocabulary in it. The idea is not to catch you out, it's can you read in between the lines? Can you get the gist of something? So the understanding question is basically giving you a heads up that that passage has a really key idea that for you to do any of the analysis on later, you're going to have to understand that concept. And that concept is often written in very difficult language. So it's saying, please look at that difficult sentence and try and figure out what it means. So how can they test to see whether you've understood a passage? Well, one simple way is by putting that passage into your own simple words. So the strategy is they ask you a question about a paragraph, you go back with a highlighter, and please use the highlighting function in the OneNote. You go and find the answer and highlight it. Then you look at how many marks are there. If there's 2 marks, you find 2 points and you translate it into your own very simple language. I remember a funny example a few years ago. There was a whole passage, you know, the SQA they do like their odd passages. And there was a whole passage about pigs and how pigs need a certain type of environment to procreate. So the question was, why has the number of pigs fallen on the island? And there was this whole paragraph about this island which had loads of trees. And the actual answer was, pigs like to procreate underneath the trees. And somebody had come around and cut down all the trees, and so the number of pigs fell. So the answer was that basically pigs don't like to procreate in the wet season with the rain. And a pupil put, and I'm proud of myself, I did give them 2 marks for this, although I wouldn't advise it. Said that, and I'll change my language slightly. They said that the pigs don't like to buck when it's raining. And I remember I was drinking tea at the time, as market, because you're like, I did think it was really funny. So yes, because in the passage, in the sentence in the passage was, pigs don't like to procreate in the wet season, and so procreate was translated to their own words, I guess. But yes, be appropriate if you can. So yes, you find the line and you translate it. We were a caution, you guys are really clever. So what I often find with clever classes is if they don't underline it, if they go, I'll just translate that. You guys are so good at picking up the difficult words from the passage, and you just know them anyway, that you'll use them accidentally. You know, procreate is not a big word for you, so you'll just shove it in and not even think about it. You will lose mark. It's so frustrating for me as a marker. When I come to mark these questions, all the SQA give me is a list of words that you're not allowed to use. And it's like, if I spot that word, I give you no marks, even though I know that you knew the answer. Yeah. It's better like that, so don't make me do that. The second lot of questions is about summarising. Now, when we get into the classroom, I will show you how to approach a close reading paper. I like folk to, as they're reading it for the first time, put a summary of what's going on, 1 or 2 word summary in the margins, because it makes the last question easier to do. This is the last question being, look at these 2 passages, how do they agree or how do they disagree? And you haven't got time to read them all again. So you've got to kind of remember what each one have said and compare them. How are you going to do that? You basically write a bullet point in the margin. We will discuss that at length when you actually have the physical paper in front of you. It's easier to do it that way in class. But in preparation for that, read it and summarise the key points. So that is like, way I describe summarising is, you know, when you've seen a really long film and you give somebody the gist of the plot of the film in 1 line. It's almost like, give me a 1-liner of that big idea. Look at the marks. If there's 3 marks, find 3 key points. If there's 1 mark, find 1 key point. Okay. It's really tough. Basically, they're testing, can you follow an argument? You'll notice that summarising points are often really horrible points. I mean, there's one about nuclear fusion or fission or whatever it's called. Nuclear. I mean, like, despite having a mother who is a science teacher, biology and chemistry weren't my finest moments. And so whenever I see close reading papers with that kind of content, I'm like, ooh. So it brings back the heebie-jeebies of old. So I do feel for you, but still try to follow the argument and prove that you've done it with 2 or 3 points, or however many marks there are. And that will set you up for the practicing for the last question. Right, I'm going to stop spraffing now because you have got close reading to do. We will go through this. I've got the answer schemes for this next lesson. So please have a good shot at it. Okay.